the 13th of January 2021. And
Wow.
Peter, my cousin, is here with me at his house. And I don't know why I'm introducing at his house, but it's my phone, I guess. Hi, Peter.
Well, none of the listeners are going to understand where we are.
We're in Adelaide.
And you know what? This is fantastic because we're next to each other.
We're right beside each other in real life.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. So anyway, what are you talking about? We're talking about...
You're saying something about SGU, which is another podcast.
No, the fight against, like, if the top-level bird fought the top-level monkey or ape. Okay, all right, I know monkeys and apes are different
pterodactyl, or we're going to
things.
say ostrich?
Well, that's the thing. That's where it gets complicated. So, I mean, a
is it bat?
terror bird... No.
Falcon.
It has to be current, like...
Eagle.
Okay, well, cassowary,
Oh, what do they do? Is it the one with the funny head?
they fuck you up. Yeah.
With the hind legs?
Yeah,
They're just,
they'll fuck you up.
not front legs, anyway.
They will fuck you up. Oh, just legs. Not front or back. They've just got legs.
Yeah.
Two of them.
Yeah, I would have thought so. The wings are the arms.
But they've got, like, those things.
Talons.
Talons, yeah. I know.
And they rip
Can
you
you
open
guys see that?
like a raptor.
There? Yeah.
Yeah, no, they can't see.
You can't see that?
You
Yeah.
doing a little raptor.
Anyway, my two fingers are
movement.
pretending to be raptor
He's
fingers.
basically doing the Sam Neill thing from Jurassic Park.
Or the... Yeah, no, not that one. The cassowary, I reckon...
So a cassowary would beat an ostrich. And would a cassowary
might be
beat
friends.
an eagle or an owl?
I think they would all... See, an owl is like a...
You've got height advantage. If you can swing down from the sky, you can't take that away from the bird.
No, but the
You've gotta
owl
give
is so
them-
much smaller than the cassowary to
Okay,
start with.
what
They
about a
might come down
vulture?
and, like,
The vulture's not really
harass
an
it.
attack animal, though, is it?
No, that's a scavenger. But
What's-
if they got fucking savvy, if vultures got savvy, they could fuck shit up.
You're saying they don't know how powerful they are.
Exactly. They don't remember the reptilian / dinosaur lineage that they come
If
from.
they came to pick your eyes out and you were still alive and you were just tricking them so you could eat a vulture, you'd win the fight. You just grab them by the neck and squeeze, right?
What if there was 3 of them and you were really dehydrated and you couldn't move properly?
Well, that's not a fair fight. Are they not dehydrated? I thought this was a fair fight. You're getting
Well,
3 against 1.
Well, they won't
dying.
be dehydrated once
Okay,
they
I'll
suck
tell
your
you,
eyeball out.
Weren't you going to fight a monkey with a bird?
Well, that was the original
Well, I'd
premise.
use a human or a gorilla.
No,
Gorilla.
but like a monkey or an ape is stronger than a human.
Yeah,
Like, their
go a
arms
gorilla.
are stronger.
Like a gorilla.
Okay, so, all right, put it this way. Right, so you're like a fucking decent monkey
You're a
walking
gorilla.
down the street.
Fucking huge.
Yeah, but I don't think gorillas have the... Is it... Monkeys are smarter than gorillas, I think. I
If
think
you want
monkeys are
smartness,
smarter
give
than...
us a
the-
weapon. We'll fucking shoot the bird.
No, but part of this fight is on brains as well, right? So you've got who's smarter, the monkeys or the apes? Because I know there's a difference there, and I know we're all related. Everyone's
I
related.
just feel like
but
apes don't
like-
have tails
Like
that
the
stick out of them.
monkeys are the one. Like rhesus monkey is the one they normally use to do experiments.
Is that the one on everything
It's
in India?
small. It's
and
quite a
Sri
small
Lanka?
monkey. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you watch
it's
the
an Asian-
documentaries
it's an Asian
and
monkey.
they give them names and stuff. Yeah, they're all in the
But that
cities. They
seems
live in
to be the
cities.
smartest
and
one.
they're thieves. And they go in people's
But they're quite
houses.
small. They're quite small.
And they steal shit everywhere.
Right, and the like a silverback gorilla.
I don't think they
You don't
can
want to
fight
fuck
us.
with that. But I'm
I
not
would
sure if
beat a
that's
rhesus
smart.
monkey. If I was dumb as shit, I would
But
still
what if a
win
rhesus
in a
monkey
fight.
was the same size as you?
No, it's not fair. You can't do that.
Why not?
Well, you're talking about real
Well, you're
life.
talking about terror birds.
Pterodactyls. I didn't
I'm
know.
talking about monkeys versus birds.
Yeah, I know.
So I want a big rhesus monkey
you-
versus a
Oh,
pterodactyl.
you're discounting apes.
Yeah, because they're dumb.
No, but I thought you're discounting apes because the challenge is monkey.
I want the smartest mammal.
Any mammal?
No, not any mammal. I want the smartest monkey-related mammal
Yeah.
versus...
Let's go ape.
All right, we need to research that because I'm pretty sure that the apes and the monkeys are a different lineage, and the monkeys are smarter than the apes.
We
But
would
the
have all
monkeys,
stemmed back to one.
yeah, well, it all stems back to algae.
No, not that far
how,
back.
Yeah, well, how far back do you want to go?
Dinosaurs led to birds, and whatever the fucking mouse thing.
Oh, well,
shrew.
reptilians,
a shrew or whatever
reptiles
led to
led to
monkeys.
dinosaurs first.
Yeah,
Reptiles
yeah.
were before dinosaurs.
Yeah, but we were never in the reptile stream.
There was mammals.
No, mammals were never
were
in the
tiny, though.
There were no mammals in the reptile stream.
Right.
First
okay.
of all, mammals have not come from lizards at all. There are no reptilian mammals.
If you get the further you go back, you'll find that
No, they had a
have.
mammals and reptiles had a common ancestor,
Mm.
but that was before they were defined as reptiles and mammals.
So, are they common?
It would have all come maybe from amphibians or something.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
But at that
It
point,
comes
it's
back
split.
to the algae, you know. Like we can just go straight back to
We
that.
don't go all the way back because the branching. If we're talking about ape-like monkey type creatures,
It's not branching; it's bushing.
all right.
Bushing.
But it never goes. It never strings back towards another one and merges, does it? You can't interbreed
Yeah.
between species that are not of the same genus.
No, but there's like different.
You're gonna get a liger,
But there's like okay,
Baron.
all right. How about flight? Like
a mule,
Bats.
baron.
bats learn flight separate to birds.
Yeah. There are multiple genesis of flight and eyesight.
There's coevolution and there's evolution. So convergent evolution is two different species creating the same evolutionary specs
Right.
in separate areas.
Okay. Like eyesight.
Eyesight or flight
But
or
light
swimming.
light detection is useful for any creature, right? Even plants move towards the sun to maximize their
Sunflower.
pickup. Well, I mean, even leaves,
Classic
or
example.
vines, or whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
Every
yeah.
animal basically has light receptors
No,
of some sort.
well,
Nearly
not
every.
humans, like, because we eat the plants.
No, but I'm saying we've got eyes.
But who would win out of a monkey and a bird?
Well, I'm going to give it to the size of the animal. A monkey doesn't have proper claws like a falcon, right? You get a falcon versus a little rhesus monkey, he's fucking be picked up like a fox and chewed his head off in mid-air flight.
But in midair, would the monkey be able to turn around and
fuck.
just start feeding the shit out of the bird?
He'd go, reet, reet, reet. He'd got his big fangs and he'd try to bite the bird. If the bird
He just
pick-
grab it like and manhandle it. He
Yeah,
can just grab it
fold
and
his
like,
wings
put it in
in.
like a
the
put it
wings
in
are no use
fucking,
anymore.
like a headlock.
Yeah,
And then they're both falling.
yeah.
And then the monkey just goes.
Bite. Yeah. They've got sharp teeth.
Because guess what? Birds don't have fucking proper bones. They got shitty bones with nothing in them.
Because they're light.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess
So-
a rhesus monkey versus a falcon.
Because you know
The
what?
problem is
That'd
they
be
can
a
pick up
fair
a
fight
fox,
because a
though.
falcon's quite small and a rhesus monkey's quite small.
What's the bird that you see in pictures picking up a fox or something? Like
Oh,
a big
eagle.
rabbit.
Any kind of eagle.
Okay, an eagle.
Let's say we're in Australia. Let's say a wedge-tailed
What about
eagle.
condor? Isn't that the big bird?
That's a huge bird. Yes, that's
big
but
talons,
I think that's
heavy,
I
probably.
believe that's the biggest bird in the world, but I'm not sure
Flying
whether
bird.
they're as much of a predator as like an eagle would be. I think a wedge-tailed eagle versus a rhesus monkey would be a fair fight,
Yeah, about
and
the same
that would
size.
be a tough fight.
You reckon you put them on the scales, weigh about the same?
Well, you can't really do that because a bird would be way bigger because it's heaps lighter because it's got flight. So you'd want the monkey to be heavier,
Okay.
to be equal
All right.
in terms of power.
But it's
But
more
only by a
muscle
little
compared
bit.
to feathers. Not,
Yeah, well, bones as well, man, because a bird's bones are hollow compared to a monkey's bones are solid.
all right, I
Like, they
reckon.
got
I reckon
marrow.
the talons could definitely tear into the flesh initially to get a
Yeah,
good grip, right?
but like a monkey is fucking strong.
They seem so little. These little monkeys. You want to pick them up and hug them, put them in a nappy.
Yeah, but would you like if? Okay, all right. If you picked up a monkey and it wanted to hurt you,
Yeah, scratch the
it
eyes.
would fucking hurt you.
It knows to scratch my eyes. It knows
Well,
to bite
okay,
my neck
all right.
off or nose
say
off.
Say you even had a fucking helmet on, it would fucking hurt you
Musk.
if it wanted to. Like you wouldn't be able to control that in your hands
I don't want just a head helmet. I want a face mask.
unless you killed it. Like you wouldn't be able to control it. I don't think.
I would fend off a monkey. Fucking kidding me? Baboon, maybe not. Baboon's a bit
A
hard.
baboon would fuck you up.
If
Yeah.
you put a baboon versus any
All
of those
right,
birds,
baboon versus
nah, baboon's gonna win.
okay. All right, baboon versus pterosaur. Of
Pterodactyl,
Okay, pterodactyl is one type of pterosaur.
is it?
The pterosaurs are the genus of all
Ah.
those birds, and some of them
Well,
were
from the
bigger than
pictures,
others.
I'm thinking that a
the
pterodactyl-
biggest motherfucker.
Wingspan would be
Couldn't
two
even-
cars wide.
The biggest motherfucker was like
LinkedIn.
a aeroplane, like a little aeroplane.
Yeah.
And it couldn't actually pick up flight off the ground.
Right.
It needed to jump off a cliff.
Oh, hang glider.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
Well,
retain
that's-
flight.
That would be very hard for it to pick up a monkey.
That's why they're dead.
Yeah, fucked up.
Mm.
Although, having the entire sky blacked out by volcanic ash or the cloud that came from a comet or smashed into it, whatever.
It's hard
happened.
to think. Actually, it's a hard fight. Like, because you got to pick. I guess you got to pick the two best
Well, you're not letting me use gorilla. We've got to choose monkey. Baboon's monkey, isn't it?
Well, I guess they're
Is
all-
monkey
You
or
know what?
ape?
I'm not quite sure because there's such a lineage with the great apes, like, and I think monkeys and great apes like they were a part of the same thing back
Wait,
in the day.
I
but
don't
they're-
actually know that gorillas are
there's
bigger
such a
than
split.
other prehistoric apes. Is gorilla the biggest ape there's ever been?
I don't think. Oh, well, there's Godzilla.
That's a you're on, that's on the pterodactyls.
Well, they
bird
were
side.
only in Japan, but
So
they're all the size of
isn't it
buildings.
interesting that birds are close to like reptiles?
they're closer to reptiles than mammals.
They're totally descended from reptiles.
So are we.
No, we're not.
We
Mammals
have a
don't come.
percentage. Where if you look
Zero.
at the lineage, if you look at the bush, we're at the bottom of the bush, and they split.
No, there was no time that we had reptile ancestors.
What about blue-green algae?
That's not a reptile.
It's us though.
Yeah.
All right, and it's also reptiles.
Yes.
Okay,
So are all roads black?
depends on the
Are all things black roads?
depends on your eye, depends on your eyesight.
All right.
Depends on the reflection of light coming from the sun into your eyes and what kind of upgrade you've got in your eyes.
Look, the monkey. If we have to restrict it to monkeys, we're gonna pick the baboon probably, not a rhesus monkey.
All right, I was thinking of intelligence.
Why? What was it coming to a fight? What are you gonna do?
When does
Set a trap?
intelligence come into a fight? Yeah, fucking
Okay,
oath.
well then build a weapon. Machine gun. Dead.
Yeah, I'm just thinking
Human
the whole
wins.
thing, like you said, like the rhesus monkey is picked up with the talons. Holy shit, I'm up in the air. And then he turns around and headlocks him, like UFC shit. Bang, because it's got like soft little bones.
In hand-to-hand combat, I'm just trying to think if there's any bird I couldn't beat.
Mate, I reckon if a fucking crow, a crow of this size, had a proper go at you, any of us would be running the fuck away.
Yeah, only out of fear, but not out of intelligence. Because you know, if you don't care about being injured,
Okay.
you're scared of injury. You're not scared of death.
All right.
Are you?
No, I'm not. Well,
You don't want to be scratched.
I also don't want my eye poked
Yeah,
out.
you don't want your eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you know it's your final moment of life, you don't give a fuck anymore.
It's probably not going to happen like that.
You're
If it
going
was
to win
If
a
it was
fight.
a terror
You just
bird,
grab both wings and just pull. That's it.
if the bird was big enough to pick me up off the ground, I'd be scared.
That's a pterodactyl. Okay, in that situation, pterodactyl could beat a human.
Yeah. I'm not sure if a pterodactyl could do that.
Well, I don't even know if they're big. If they just pecked at us with that fucking thing.
Well, I think the legs
spike
are the
right through the heart.
legs are the more dangerous.
Oh yeah,
bits.
those talons.
The
would be
hands,
fucking
yeah.
furious.
They just need to swipe you.
Yeah,
If they grabbed you around the neck and just
yeah, just be bleeding out.
Yeah.
and then just sit there and look at their watch.
just wait for it, yeah.
5 seconds later, yum 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 yum.
But if you're a monkey and you go, bap, 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 headlock, doof, 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 couple of
Okay,
uppercuts.
take Bruce Lee then. If we're going to pick any human, just take Bruce Lee. Or the
No.
best fighter ever. Who's the best fighter?
Tough call. Tough call.
Best human fighter in history versus any best
I
fighter.
mean, Bruce
in history.
Lee's got to be up there. I mean, he wasn't in my age.
But if somebody strong got him in a headlock, he's going down. He's have to have distance.
But I think he would have so many other redundancies that he could get out of a headlock. Like, because he's so strong. Like, because every, like, with that guy, every bit of his body
Fibre.
was so strong. If you put him in a headlock, I think his neck would be able to get himself out of that headlock. Like, I think he'd be strong enough to be able to do that.
I'm not talking about an oiled up Bruce Lee. Just talking about
No,
wearing a
just
business
what
suit.
I'm talking about is getting your arm around that guy's neck and then him just going,
It's not me. It's Mike Tyson getting his arm around Bruce. Like, who's big? Who's
okay, all right, okay. Well, it'd have to be UFC then if it's like
all right?
jiu-jitsu.
Well, we're talking about present day then. So the present day fighter
Yeah,
better than
no,
anyone in history.
I think a top present day fighter would beat Bruce Lee, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think because back in the day, like back then, like Bruce Lee,
he's an actor.
He was an actor as well as a
That
fighter.
was secondarily.
And then guys these days are pure fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. You know what? It'd be very interesting.
Okay, so we picked the best fighter in history from
Yeah.
from humanity because. But the thing is, I don't think the best fighter from humanity in history would beat a gorilla. Just a standard silverback.
No.
Not too old. I don't want
But
old,
that's
old
why
gorilla. The
I
fight
want
was
fucking nice
never a
gorilla.
human versus a bird. It was a monkey versus a bird.
All right, monkey versus bird. You
top
can't
it
use
like
pterodactyl then.
No, it's got to be current because we don't know what the.
We kind of seen pictures though. Pterodactyl was pretty big.
But the
Small plane.
pterodactyl is just one of the terror birds.
All right, biggest terror bird, pterosaur.
Yeah.
Biggest one.
Yeah.
Is it? Let's say a pterodactyl was a Cessna. We'll make the
Yeah.
the fucking.
It was.
the
It was
scary
like
one.
it was just one version of it. You know.
We'll make
like-
the scary one that bird's afraid of.
There were bigger ones. Like I said, there's the
not a
biggest
bird,
one.
it's
The
a
biggest one
saw.
couldn't get flight off the ground. Like it needed to walk up to like a ledge.
Yeah,
and
pretty
then get
useless as a
flight.
flying
Yeah.
fighter.
And useless walking around.
Yeah. Well,
But once it got wind and once it got height,
okay. Well, if we just assume the biggest bird that could fly and still carry a monkey or human or gorilla
yeah.
while flying, without
I
too
think
much trouble.
I think a good analogy is like a wedge-tail eagle,
All right,
current one, versus a rhesus monkey.
all right. So who'd win
And the
that
wedge-tail,
fight?
well, I don't know. That'd be interesting because I think the wedge-tail will be tougher and bigger. But that rhesus monkey, fucking their little...
Scratchy.
Yeah.
Bite,
like,
bite.
They might get massively damaged, but I think they would just, like, go crazy.
But I've seen a lot of shows where they're rescuing those poor little things after they've climbed on electrical wires and stuff, and they find them and resuscitate them, and they like carry them back in a little blanket, and they got a little nappy
I've
on.
also seen birds from
Oh yeah, that's true.
the same situation.
Yeah,
But if it's like a full-on battle of
yeah.
battle to the death between two animals of totally different
Yeah.
weaponry and everything.
Well, okay. Well, if you want to go like that route, what about water creatures? What about a crocodile versus a shark?
Yeah, I saw a doco about that.
Has it happened?
Yeah,
On
well, I reckon it has happened because saltwater crocodiles, they've found 50 kilometres off the coast
Looking for food.
in the ocean. And then, yeah, absolutely, they could come in. And then
Well, a shark would be
even in
hunting
rivers,
that thing.
well, bull sharks go up rivers.
There's no way a crocodile could outswim a shark.
No, but it's tougher. Like a shark would hit the crocodile
It
and
would
not
fucking bite the a chunk out of it.
possibly,
Be bleeding out straight away.
possibly if it hit it on the right spot, I guess, maybe on the underbelly, but on the top, I'm not quite sure.
No, the shark's gonna win. You get a great white versus the biggest alligator in the world.
Or
Is crocodile bigger than an alligator?
crocodile's more aggressive.
Is it?
I'm not sure about the size. I do believe crocodiles get bigger than alligators, but they'd probably be fairly similar. But a crocodile's the aggressive. The Australian saltwater crocodile is like the most aggressive crocodile
Where do you
out
find
of the
them?
species.
Where's the salt water for them to live in?
Well, the estuaries.
What, where the
Northern
rivers
Territory?
meet the sea?
Yeah, but they're like a bull shark, so they'd be in the same areas as a bull shark.
Oh, really?
Any
So they
river,
live amongst each other. They see each other all the
yeah,
time.
they would. They would. Yeah.
Ah, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
because a bull shark can come up a river, and a crocodile can come out of a river.
I see.
No problem. Both of them can live in brackish, salt, or fresh.
The interesting thing is, I think the crocodile would be more inclined to eat land animals.
I'm not so
No?
sure about that. No, because
What's their
I mean
name?
I've seen videos of people catching barramundi and crocodiles taking
Oh,
the fish
yeah.
off the hook.
So, oh, that's
Big
right.
fish.
So that whole crocodile hiding thing, that goes both ways. They're hiding halfway in and halfway out of the water. They can hunt down and up.
They can do whatever they want. When they get big enough, they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
There-
Not
there's
hunt a
no one.
shark.
There's no one that. Or you know what? I gotta say.
You'd have to be pretty hungry to find a shark or catch
I gotta
one.
say, because all the crocodile needs to do, because a shark bites like this, bang, bang,
Yeah.
a crocodile will
Grabs,
go bang,
holds.
and then go whop, whop,
Yeah.
whop, whop.
Shark
So
could
if
drown
a
or something.
crocodile grabbed that shark on the gills
Yeah,
here and
yeah.
went bang,
Yeah.
and then did 3 or 4 spins,
Yeah.
the shark could go into comatose.
Yeah.
Because you know, I've seen heaps of
Shark
videos.
Punch your nose.
Well, even I've seen people get sharks and they just put them upside down, and they go into like
This is nice.
Catamacose. Yeah. I'm not sure the word. I can't remember the word for it. There's a word for it.
Hibernation, I don't know.
No, it's not hibernation. There's a specific word for it where they go upside down and they're like in like a state where they're like just sitting
Like
there.
a turtle
and
on the back.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. And
They don't
the crocodile doesn't
understand.
do that. Well, I don't know. I'm not quite sure. But I've seen it. Not in
Are you
real
sure
life.
it wasn't a pet shark?
No. This is people diving, getting sharks, and putting them into that position, and then they go into that, and then they pat them on the belly, and they don't fall asleep because they can't fall asleep because the shark needs to keep moving.
For
So
the
if
gills.
if you actually kept it in that state for too long, I think they die, or they'll drown.
Yeah. What is the word for drown with a fish? Suffocate.
Yeah, well, I guess it's like
Not enough oxygen coming through the gills.
Yeah. I mean, certain land animals can live out of the water. Some can live in, some can't. Like a dolphin needs to breathe.
Well, that's a mammal. That's weird, isn't it?
All the whales and dolphins
Yeah,
need
they
to come
breathe
up.
the air
But like a sperm whale can dive a couple of kilometres
and hold its breath for ages.
and then fight giant squids and then come back up.
Yeah, that's why they got scratches all over them. Why?
Yeah.
What kind of scratchy part of a squid is that?
Oh, mate, squids
beak?
are hectic. Yeah, the beak is hectic.
Is that
And then, if the squid gets big enough,
Tentacle?
I've caught small squids like this, and the tentacles are like this long, like this thick,
yeah?
and every couple of millimeters is
A barb.
it's not a barb.
it was a
it's
suction
like
cup.
No, it's a suction cup, but it's got a little bone in there as well.
Oh, really?
Every single one of those things has like a tiny little bit of calcification, which is kind of like a bone, and it just like.
I reckon they'd be a contender.
Oh.
Not squids, but octopi. Octopuses, actually, because it's a Greek word I
Octopussies.
found. Octopussies. You don't
Yeah,
put...
I prefer octopuses to octopi.
well,
I don't like the word
is
octopi.
octopi is incorrect because it's a Greek word. Octopi, if you put I on the end, it's Latin for plural,
Yeah,
right?
well, fuck off then.
Hippopotami,
Yeah.
maybe, I don't know. If that was Latin.
Yeah.
But
Guess what? We don't speak
octopuses-
Latin anymore.
No, but you're still using that.
Yeah. Anyway,
Well,
I like octopus. Or
Octopuses.
octopuses.
All right. Well, it's correct anyway. So you win.
Oh, good. Glad.
They are contenders for the next, if humans die out, the next overlords of the planet.
But they're gonna have to come up and make fire.
What do they need fire for? Let's make bubbles.
Build shit.
Build bubble igloo things underground. I'll tell you.
They do that.
Okay, tell me the story about the evolution of the octopus into the dominant civilization on the planet. Hurry up.
Well, I think the split, the octopus.
Okay, so what year do humans die first?
So the cephalopodians.
Okay,
So the cephalopod is octopus is a type of cephalopod.
well done.
Whereas including the squid, so squids, octopus.
Jellyfish?
No, they're not a cephalopod. It's something different.
They're a blob.
Yeah, they're a blobby thing. What's the other one? Sorry, with the cephalopods, there's a few more, but
Starfish?
the main ones. It's like a squid, but it's
Sponge?
it still swims, but there's shorter legs and it's a fatter body. Anyway, it'll come to me. Anyway, so the cephalopods, they're all highly intelligent. They're all
Yeah.
got their like little camouflage
That's amazing.
shit going on.
Yeah.
But so do some reptiles.
Yeah.
So like
Chameleon.
chameleons and what are those Asian ones? The water. What are those water lizards? Which is a cross between them. The big ones with whiskers. They can change their skin. So that's like a halfway between the two, you know. Can't remember what they're
Oh,
called.
the thing that people have in their homes sometimes in the fish
Sometimes,
tank.
and they used to eat them. They eat them in China, but they're like
Not tasty.
no. Well, probably not, but
What the fuck
some
is that
people
thing
like
called?
them. Yeah, you know the one I mean.
Yeah, it's got legs, but it looks like a fish.
Yeah, it's full ancient. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what year did the humans die out first of all, and then when did they take over? Or
We're
were
talking
the
about
rats
the
trying to
movie
take
or
over first?
real life.
Well, it hasn't happened yet. So
So, humans and cephalopods are related, but it goes way, way back. It's like, so okay, all right, okay.
they're not any
need a
type of the
timeline.
ape tree.
No. Well, we came out of the water, right? That's the
Yeah,
understanding.
like I reckon when we were amphibians, that's when lizards and mammals split. Some became
Yeah.
I don't know, cold and they needed a bit of fur or something, and the ones that were a bit furrier survived.
But it
and the ones
wasn't
that
even
weren't.
split like 1 and 2. It could have been a split to
You know what I've
6 to
discovered
7.
about evolution that didn't occur to me, and it made me think, what's all this random fucking craziness happening with fur suddenly growing or skin color changing or something? What happens is, it's just one family or just the one pregnant woman who survives, and that's it. Well, not one woman, because she wouldn't have sex with her kid probably.
Yeah.
Well, that could have been the reason humanity continued in some instances. I don't know.
Okay,
But
okay, hang on, sorry.
you get one family escaping,
Yeah.
right? They have a particular look. You know, every family has a particular look, right? This particular family looked a bit, I don't know, let's talk about humans. This one's a bit lighter skinned, right?
It always has to be an advantage. Evolution is always about advantage.
No. What happens is, though, there are things like ice ages.
Yeah.
And,
so
and even like an entire village or entire civilization could be attacked by Neanderthal tribes or whatever.
Sure, yeah.
They all fucking die, except this one group of family who went down to the river to fucking go fishing or something.
Sure.
And then they hear all the commotion. They look back at the terrible ruins and
they
they're
don't go
seeing the
back.
Neanderthals eating all their brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
And they never go back. And they move off. And then evolution completely goes from them, right?
Yeah, I think it's hard to.
Not all
Yeah.
evolution, just that strain of human.
Of course, yeah. But I think when you think about evolution, it's not good to think about just one particular strain is like an analogy of evolution. Like you have to think of it as the whole bushy hecticness.
No, it's when there's massive amount of death among the species, and you're left with a particular individual, and that individual doesn't die.
The traits of that individual
Yeah, it might
carry on.
Yeah, that's right, and it might not have even been the strongest trait of
No.
compared to their brothers and sisters.
No.
These guys just happened to be
No,
lucky. They were
no,
just
no.
lucky.
Or okay, luck is a word you could use.
No, they were
or-
lucky enough not to die in whatever the situation was.
Yeah.
They were in a cave when everything else,
Right.
when the world froze over.
So that situation could come about in many different ways. It might be that the Neanderthals attacked from the other side when the one family was fishing. It could be that there was a volcanic eruption.
Or the females only
or
wanted
an
to mate.
earthquake.
They only wanted to mate with the male
Or
of that trait.
It could be disease. It could be a
disease. Yeah, disease.
Right?
Not
And
just
then-
death, but also mating choices
Yeah.
amongst the.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, but that's what creates the hecticness. That's what creates it difficult to explain to someone who doesn't understand evolution what evolution is. Because not even the people that understand it
No,
properly.
but
And then-
we could turn that into a couple of sentences. What we just said, make it nice.
Yeah, but we would understand that.
Because it's
that
not
wouldn't
survival.
be an argument.
Because no, I'll tell you what though, it's against the survival of the fittest, right?
No,
My theory
that's not
is the
necessarily the
survival
right
of
thing.
the luckiest. Survival
Okay.
of the luckiest. If you're in a cave when the world freezes over,
All right.
you've got a better chance of survival.
I think
you
there's
could
a-
have been the nerdiest fucking weakling piece of shit of your species.
But you just survived because you were in the cave. Yeah, sure, I get that. But I think if you give time, then all of those nooks and crannies get belted out.
Yeah. So the strongest nerd will survive after that.
Sure. Yeah. And then, okay, how about this for evolution? How about in the last 500 years, how many murderers and rapists have been put to death and not been allowed to reprocreate over the last 400 years, for example? So none of their seed or their teaching gets put back into the human system. Is that a type of short-term evolution where
Yeah.
we are now living
Selective.
in? I mean, look, what's the worst thing that happens these days? I know there's fucking
Well,
killers and
A
stuff.
rape victim who chooses to have her child, she's continuing that gene.
Someone who's killed at the age of 50 doesn't matter, right? They've finished their evolutionary fucking conjecture. But say all those people back in the day, because back in the day, people did stuff earlier in their life, like possibly before they've reproduced. So say 200 years, 300 years, 400 years ago, when you're 20 years old, you're a proper adult.
Yeah.
You know, like not like now.
You should have invented calculus or something. But
Right. But at that stage, you might not have procreated yet, but then you might have tendencies to go and rape and kill people.
Yeah.
Sure. Then you get put to death. And then just put that over a couple hundred years or a couple of generations of law and putting just these people with those tendencies, because we didn't understand psychology back then, but all we understood was that guy killed someone, Let's kill him.
So you're saying the worst of the worst have been eradicated?
No,
a
I'm not
little
saying the
bit?
worst. I'm saying it could filter down.
Oh, so in the next couple of 100 years, we'll completely eradicate.
I'm saying it's already happened.
So
I'm
we-
not
we-
saying we've eradicated it, but
No.
I'm saying we've already have
So there,
a level.
anyone who's a major fucking psychopath.
Is it a
We're
smaller,
not
is a
putting-
smaller
We're
percentage
not
of
putting
them now?
brain damage and stuff.
There's a
into
smaller
the
percentage
equation.
of them now
Yeah.
than there was before in
Are
terms
you
of
sh-
per head of
okay,
population.
there's no sureness, but when you think about
I'm
this,
absolutely not sure.
no, I know, but I would say violence and so on would have been decreased, not necessarily because of rules that say you're going to get in trouble, but more because people are more comfortable in the world. Life is easier
But
now.
that's only happened very recently, I think.
Well, until then, there were a lot more murders, weren't there? People carrying swords and shit.
Yeah, but we killed all these people.
No, but everyone was doing it. Our grandparents would have done it. Not grandparents, but grandparents.
Yeah, but our grandparents were doing it to fight the bad people.
No, just carry a sword.
Yeah. I don't think our grandparents were carrying swords.
Wasn't everyone just carrying some sort of sword? I just thought everyone in the Dark Ages carried a fucking...
A sword.
No, they didn't all carry swords. No, you see footage and paintings and
I'm
stuff.
not quite
They're
sure.
just
It'd be
carrying
like,
out
it'd be
dead-
the same as like discounting America. Like we don't walk down the street now with guns. Yeah,
I don't know what the
discounting
percentage of
America.
countries who have that kind of rule. It seems like a high percentage of countries you could walk around and you wouldn't expect to see anyone with a gun.
I think most countries,
You would expect...
and I expect that in America as well, even though a lot of people would carry guns
Or have one at home somewhere.
or in their car
Because it's usually illegal in America.
or in their car.
Yeah, in the glove box or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
And you wouldn't see it.
No, but I think even in America it's illegal to carry a concealed weapon.
It depends on the state and it depends on your license.
Oh, really?
Because you can, in like Texas, for example, you can carry conceal.
Oh, really?
You can have it on. You can walk into a pub with a revolver in your pants.
Why is that ever a thing in movies? Who's going to shove a
No,
fucking
you
gun
can do
barrel
that.
down their dick hole?
No, in a holster.
Oh, in a holster.
You don't
But
fucking
in the
put it in
movies,
your dick
no,
hole.
they do. They put it down their jeans.
Well,
What the fuck's with that?
Because it's probably like religious people playing the role, and they're like, "This is how guns work. Yeah, shove it in my dick."
I would never fucking store it there. I'd rather carry it in my hand.
People who own guns do not store it in there.
All right, good.
Basically,
You get a holster that's facing
Well-
away from your body.
I just think like
Wouldn't-
if
even
you've
if
had a
you had a
gun for
holster-
long enough and you've still got a dick,
Yeah. Well
then
done.
you know how to use it. yeah. But yeah, obviously accidents happen. The most accidents happen with gun owners is their children or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the actual owner.
Because everyone wants to play with a gun.
Yeah.
It's a fun toy.
And then the whole thing about guns, like, fucking, you've got to have it locked up, right? You've got to have it in a safe.
Mm.
And then, okay, in Australia, you can't have it for protection. So here, I used to have guns. If someone broke into my house
Yeah.
and tried to
You wouldn't have time.
rape my wife,
Yeah.
well, even if I had time, say I got home 5 minutes after the robber came in and was raping my wife.
Yeah. You could
And
easily
I
go
saw
unload
it happen.
Yeah.
And then I walked out the back and got my over-under.
Yeah.
I walked in there and just like kicked him off my wife
Yeah.
being raped and
Yeah.
then just shot him in the face.
Yeah.
I would go to jail.
Yeah. What would the judge do? Would they talk about circumstances and stuff?
But if I was stronger than this guy and I manhandled him and shoved my dick in his mouth and made him suck it without biting it off
Yeah.
with a knife next to his face,
Yeah, don't bite.
I'd probably get away with it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, because
Well,
he
that's
was
a good
raping my
second
wife
option.
first, but I didn't shoot his face off.
I don't know if I could easily get aroused under those circumstances.
No, I wouldn't either. It'd be a limp dick in his mouth, and I'd be like, "You fucking bite that, I'm going to stab one of your eyes out." Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Who breaks into a house and rapes somebody? You'd be
Rapists.
pretty desperate. You
Rapists.
No, you just hide in the bushes at the park. That's a well-known fact.
Well, they do that too.
Stranger danger. Didn't they teach them that at rape school?
Was it Rape Panda? Was it? I don't know. Rape Panda.
Is that? Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. I think it was a South Park thing. To be
Okay.
honest. We had, was it Jerry Giraffe? Tell us about sex education.
Can't remember.
We had the van that came
I vaguely remember that from something.
and the stars, and it's like, we're like,
Was he
30.
wearing a giraffe outfit?
Yeah.
They all wanted to bash him. 'cause
Yeah,
he
and
was
then-
mascot or something.
talk to all the boys and girls about sex.
Did you see that? Who is America season with Sacha Baron Cohen,
Oh no, I haven't seen that yet.
and he comes in as an Israeli, beefy, fucked up, like massive dude with a scar on his face and everything. It's all latex and everything he's wearing.
Yeah.
But people believe he's a real person. Okay, so tell me, he's talking to people who are in charge of
Yeah. I
you
bet he
know,
was.
the
Yeah.
American
He's
government
awesome.
and stuff. He says, I want you to tell the children how to use a gun. And he says, this is puppy gun or something. He puts little fluffy ears on the handgun and shoots it. It's like,
Yeah,
no.
because it's like a
You
it's
point
like a
at this-
woman's gun, like a 32 or something. Yeah.
It's very funny getting these people. And he even, in the most recent Borat 2, did you see that? Borat 2?
Excuse me.
You see Borat 2?
Yeah, I think I've seen that. Was that
He
come out
gets
a while ago?
he gets his girlfriend, apprentice type girl who's helping him film the show or something, to go into Mayor Giuliani's hotel room to do an interview with him, and convinces him to have sort of sex with her. And he got footage of him taking off his belt and about to fuck her and everything, and then he's realised he's on candid camera sort of stuff. That's this fucking
Giuliani?
Yeah,
Oh mate, that
that's
guy's
craziness.
that guy's made a massive fool of himself. Wasn't it a couple of weeks ago? Didn't he have like
He was one of the people who caused the insurrection.
Yeah. Oh, he's Donald Trump's lawyer.
Oh, is he?
He was the ex-mayor of New York, right?
Yeah, he was mayor of New York when I was there
Rudy
for the countdown
Giuliani.
in 2000.
And he became
99.
he's Donald Trump's lawyer. There was a fucking what do you call those things when the press get together? Press conference.
Yes.
And he farted in it twice,
Audibly.
fully audibly on the camera, and completely ignored it. And then he had some kind of fucking like, it was
Hair.
either something in his hair
Hair
or
colouring
something
or
on his
something.
face, and it was dripping.
Yeah, I saw the
it was
photo
dripping
on
down
the
his
front cover
face,
of
man.
newspapers. That's
He was
like
melting.
it was.
like,
I know. Yeah, it's like hair colouring.
and
or
he
something.
farted twice in this.
Holy shit!
He's the president of the United States lawyer. He gets on
By the
fucking
way,
camera.
for
he
the
leaks
listeners,
out of his
if the battery
face.
hasn't run out. We are at a point right now on the 13th of January 2020, just after the insurrection on the Capitol Hill building in Washington DC,
The terrorist
yeah.
attack.
and they're Trump supporters, and they're convinced that the elections were rigged, and Trump said we're going to fight for our freedom, right?
I got to be honest with you though. The whole thing about like I'm not there counting the electorates, but they're like, "Oh, democracy's gone." But I'm pretty sure that they just counted the votes and Donald Trump lost.
Yeah.
So like, how does that fucking? Isn't that what democracy is?
Yeah, but he's
You get
saying
your
it's
vote
bullshit.
and you count it
He told his people.
in 2016.
Oh yeah, as well.
You know what? He told them in 2016 that in 2020 it was going to be rigged.
Wow, magic. And also, he told people don't use the mail vote. That's all rigged. Because apparently the Democrats were more traditionally the voters who voted early through the mail. And so he said this is all just a sham. And so none of his Republicans
No, so what happened?
voted in the mail. So
No,
they were all counted
yeah.
last. And so the mail
Yeah.
he was winning the election. I was thinking, oh, not
And then
again.
the mail votes came
Yeah.
in. But that's just still counting.
Yeah.
It's
the way
it's
they
still
order
maths.
that they-
It's
yeah,
still
yeah,
maths.
they
It's like
counted in
going,
that
okay,
order.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
5, up to
And then
fucking
Pence,
70 million.
the vice president, they're waiting on him right now. And it
yeah,
might be happening
to
as we
eject him.
speak.
He's being impeached
To-
for the second time.
If
right now.
Pence doesn't have balls enough, even though they're saying hang Pence, let's hang Pence, right?
I think
Those
Pence's
rioters.
balls were cut off.
He'd die
a couple of years ago,
He'd
yeah.
be killed. No, but he'd be killed by some crazy Trump supporter.
Some kind of
would get
Epstein.
revenge. Did I do good, Mr.
Yeah.
Trump? Right? And he'd fucking.
I
hang
got him through the railway.
They'd find him hanging from the Capitol building somewhere in the center. I don't even know
Well,
how they get him.
didn't he tweet something about hanging him? And that's why his Twitter account was... He said hang...
No.
He said
The
hang...
rioters were saying that. I don't know.
Someone from his establishment tweeted something. I saw the tweet.
Hang
Might
Pence?
not have been from. Yeah.
For being a traitor.
Yeah.
What was he being a traitor about? What does he do?
Oh, I think he said like,
didn't
"Oh
stand up
man, you
against
can't have a
the
Big Mac
votes.
today." I don't know.
Because Biden, who's the president-elect,
Hmm.
he'll be sworn in on the 20th of January if he doesn't die.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
He's not gonna die.
Not the perfect one, but yeah.
But he's gonna, like, he did the job of Pence in 2016 to say, okay, the votes are all counted and it's all legit. The presidency is now going to Donald Trump, right? And that's what he did. And now Donald Trump said, no, we'll never concede. It's all a fraud. It's all a fraud. They're all liars. Everybody knows it. Everybody thinks so.
It's the best fraud ever.
Yeah.
It's one of the best frauds.
One of his final statements that I read was, and thus ends the greatest first presidency of all time. I love his monotone. He's monotone like this, and he talks like this, and then he breaks down into a little sentence down here. And he says another thing, and everybody thinks so.
He doesn't even
Right?
use English
He goes
properly.
back into the monotone up here and a B flat, speaking with high energy, and everybody knows that I'm the least racist person that anyone's ever met. Just ask anyone, and they can tell you.
Twitter blocks phrase "hang Mike Pence" as Trump supporters turn against him.
Oh, really? So they can just grab that phrase and just stop it from happening?
No, they can't. That's what cancelled. That's why they cancelled his account.
No, that's not what it says.
Twitter blocks phrase "hang Mike Pence."
Yeah.
All right, blocks the phrase, but they also cancelled his account.
Yeah, also.
Right.
Not because of that phrase.
Well, it was probably the 50 phrases he'd done that week. But
Well, he'd apparently been
that
responsible for
you can't-
inciting these riots.
He's the fucking vice president, and he said hang him.
Trump didn't say that.
I reckon he did.
He might have said to his followers, make sure you all chant, hang Pence when you go in there.
We'll find it's fake news then, but like,
It's fake news. Everybody knows it. Everybody agrees.
yeah. Anyway, none of that stuff.
And Fox News turned on him too. He'd want to hang everyone at Fox as well. I wouldn't be surprised if people in
They were his
balaclavas
supporters, man.
They were in the beginning. I mean, it's run by Murdoch.
Even was it the Babylon Bee site?
Murdoch
which
is going to be on the
yeah.
death list too now. Fucking crazy motherfuckers. They're all armed to the teeth. If anyone was going to be armed, it would be the rednecks who support Trump.
Well, they are, because the country allows them to be armed.
That's
You've seen
right.
the gun, mate. The guns we can get here in Australia are minimal, and they're deadly.
Well, I just saw the Clint Eastwood movie. Richard Jewell. It was about the bombing of Centennial Park in Atlanta during the 1996 Atlanta Olympic Games.
Yeah, right.
And he
You
had
know-
heaps of weapons.
I'm hanging for the documentary on the Christchurch.
Is that being made, is it?
I hope so. Did you see the video of that?
Did you?
Yep. On the day it
Did
happened.
you?
Yep. I
What?
saw it.
Was
My
he
mate-
wearing a head camera?
Yes.
And you
it
saw
all
a
got
replay?
cancelled. I watched it happen.
Holy
the day it happened.
fuck. And you knew it was real.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So basically, to
I
the
was in the
listeners,
kitchen
can you explain
and
what
the
happened?
chef, he's a bit of a computer whiz.
Yeah.
One of his mates sent it to his phone.
Right.
We watched it in the kitchen about an hour after it happened.
Holy fuck.
then it all got-
Tell the audience what the hell you're talking about.
Okay, so we saw...
What year?
I'm not going to say the name of the guy because we don't want to give him fucking precedence, but...
What year was it?
It was last year.
Oh, was it?
Early last year.
I think.
No, it would have been... Yeah, it would have been summer last year. It would have been like... hang on, let me
Gee,
think.
that news has been forgotten with all the COVID shit. The bushfires and
He
everything.
killed over 50 people.
Whoa, with a machine gun.
Yeah, with a
Dude.
AR-15.
So tell the story properly.
Well, I mean, like...
There was a
I
man,
heard the news.
an Australian man, went into a mosque in Christchurch, New Zealand,
Correct.
as a tourist,
Yes.
but he had a weapon with him.
No,
Somehow.
he was armed to the teeth. He had full body armor on. He was dressed like a
he's
soldier.
broadcasting live to Facebook
Broadcasting, it was a live feed
from his camera,
from
through
his camera.
phone,
And he walked in and just started shooting people.
because he thought the Islamic people are
I don't know.
terrorists.
I don't
and they
know
have
what
to
he
die or
thought,
whatever.
man. I don't know what he
What's
thought.
happened to that man? Do you know?
Oh, he's in jail for the rest of his life. He's just being...
No death penalty. It's in New Zealand jail.
No. Yeah, New Zealand jail. No death penalty. He will never get out of jail. But
But it was all men, right? Because mosques
no.
only have men.
well, yeah, but no. There was women and children. Man, I saw the
Women
video,
and
mate.
children?
It was like he was shooting people cowering in the corner.
And you saw the bullets go into them and everything. Was there much blood? What the fuck was all that?
I can't remember seeing blood.
Was there any audio?
It was a small... Yeah.
You could hear screaming.
Yeah. He was cool, calm and collected. He was just doing it.
Like a computer game.
He was doing it. It looked like a fucking computer game. But it was real life. Yeah.
And what, did he look down at his hands and looking at the gun so you could get a good view of like a first-person shooter thing?
I can't fully remember. I can't fully remember, to be honest. It was a small bit, and to be honest, I was watching it, but I didn't really want to watch it.
So he was walking slowly back from the car, lowering his
I didn't
helmet
see
down.
any of that.
Chick,
I
chick, or
saw
whatever.
him when he walked into the mosque.
Right.
I saw a section of video.
How
And
many
I-
seconds?
Probably would have been about a minute max.
Wow.
That I saw.
A minute of non-stop carnage. Was anyone trying to resist or fight?
People were just running.
You can't fight a
hiding.
machine gun.
The thing that, in my mind, that I won't forget is when he went into one room and there was a whole bunch of people in the corner. And there was obviously people covering people.
Oh, to protect them with their own bodies. Did he ever have to reload?
I can't remember. It was really surreal, you know.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is it
yeah.
the most
And
frightening thing you've
I
ever
didn't even
seen?
think, I didn't watch the whole thing. I sort of went, yeah, fuck, okay.
And this just happened. This is even before it became news.
Yeah, it wasn't even news yet. Yeah.
Whoa.
No, you know what? It was news, and my mate said, I've got the video.
Yeah, right.
And then I saw it, and I stopped watching it about a minute into it.
Was that the most sickening thing you've ever seen?
I think so, yeah. Yeah. Even it was on like a tiny little phone camera.
Yeah.
It was like, it touched, like, it.
Yeah.
You knew it was
Shaking.
real.
You were shaking.
You knew it was real. Yeah. And it was like, it was fucking disgusting. Yeah. But, yeah.
Far out.
What a horrible thing. All the families, man. Fuck. And in New Zealand as well, it's like, no, it's not like New Zealand's like even the Muslims there, they're not going to be radical or anything, you know? Like, they'll just be like
Just
praying,
like
praying, you know? Like doing
Christian
their,
churchgoer
doing their
type
shit
people.
every day, whatever
Yeah.
religious people do every day. I'm sure they weren't planning anything nefarious.
No. He was just psycho.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like that guy who
It
drove
was
over
planned.
people in Melbourne with a car. Just went onto the footpath and started driving over people. I don't have any.
There was a 3-year-old girl that died in that. Yep. Yeah, and then he cried in court. Oh,
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
That's
oh,
all right.
here's
We
the
don't
mum
want him
from
to
the 3-year-old daughter you just ran over. Yeah. Are you sorry? Oh, that's fine then. Don't worry
Let him
about
go.
it.
Let
Here's
him
a
go.
lollipop. Actually, the lollipop's my fucking dick, and I'll shove it down your fucking throat, cunt.
That's not a very good punishment. I mean, I feel bad about torture.
No. I think the way we do it, jail, is a good way for someone to repent. No, and I hate to use that fucking word because I'm not religious, but like I think death's an easy way out for those kind of people because then it's just forgotten, it's done. But if you got to fucking live there every day, and that guy, that motherfucker in Christchurch, he will see the faces in his dreams of those people.
And it is important to not give death penalty because so many people in history have been killed
and
have
not
been
give his name
innocent.
and not give his name out. You know what's great? I don't even remember his name because the New Zealand government did that on purpose.
Oh, that's good.
Not to give him fucking.
Yeah.
I'm sure his name's on there if you look it up.
Yeah.
Whatever you can if you want, but yeah, I don't want to remember his name. Piece of shit. Piece of shit.
Apparently, the PGA Tour in 2022,
Golf.
which was going to be held at a Trump golf course,
Oh.
have cancelled doing it there.
Awesome. Yep. Hey man, that guy is going to go down
I don't even know what's going to happen next for him.
in flames. Well, you know what? He's just going to be remembered in history.
Imagine him 1 month. Imagine, okay, 20th of January. Do you think there'll be any deaths?
I think he might go to jail, man.
That'd be cool.
Because once he's not president, he loses a
I
lot of.
pardon myself in the name of the Father,
He loses-
the Son,
yeah.
and of the Holy Spirit.
He loses
as
a
the
lot of
President
power.
the
He
United
loses a lot
States.
of power. The second he's not president, he loses a lot of power. And I reckon
And
the
all those
Democrats,
followers don't know where to go.
where are they going to go?
Jail. Because a
Yeah.
lot of them were like
Or-
fucking
Or
insurrectionists.
what are they going to do? Like bring up their militias?
You know?
And he
Like,
passed a law
the
saying
fuck?
that this.
the right to bear arms. You know? Like, the law was...
You know what? If there is a massive problem with, I don't know, mass murder happening on the 20th of January, which is what we're worried about, by the
Yep.
way, it's the 13th of
Send them
January
all
right
to
now.
jail.
No, I'm thinking more along the lines of, let's have a good talk about whether guns should be legal anymore.
Hey, that would never happen in America.
Never.
Don't you think that after, Columbine, Sandy Hook, fucking take your pick at the amount of school murders that have happened with high-powered automatic weapons? Get fucked, man. Americans, you know what?
No, it would be a recall,
mate,
and then anyone would be a much higher penalty to own one then. And people would just be afraid and then hand them in. Only psychos will keep them.
No.
And then they'll be detected by
I don't think
police.
you understand-
Over the next 50 years, it'll just be cycle.
I don't think you understand the religious underpull of this country.
What's the religious part of gun ownership?
Catholics know all about guns. In America. America's an anomaly. It's different to every other country in the world.
It's not like Canada, is it? Canada's right next door. They don't even have guns, do they?
They do, of course they do.
But it's not like... They're just like rifles for shooting deer or
No, but
something. They're not like
they
fucking
don't-
handguns.
Well, they don't run around shooting kids and people.
No, I
like,
don't think
for
there are
no
many
reason.
murders in Canada.
No, there are. Like, there's murders in every country. But America's just an anomaly in itself. And they fully think that if you try to take their guns away, you're...
I think the
Something about-
better off you are, the less likely you are to go and commit atrocities, though, right? Like, if you look at the poorest countries who've got lots of guns, they're
Yeah.
sort of second... What do you call it? Second world countries. Like Mexico, for example.
Yeah, okay.
I think
I
the
think-
most violent
you know what?
city
I've
in the
gotta
world
say,
is in Mexico.
I believe so, yeah. Yeah. But that's because of the drug trade, trying
Yeah.
to get all their drugs into... That's a different system again, because...
So imagine if they just legalised drugs. It'd be fucked. Imagine all the money the government would get for a start.
Yeah.
You'd have rehabilitation. You'd look at people who are drug addicts as sort of like medical problems, not fucking legal problems, right?
I think-
Every man for himself. You don't fence off every fucking cliff in the world. You don't make water
No.
like air proof
That's
so
right.
people can't drown.
Yeah.
You can die in the world. It's a bad.
Yeah.
It's the way the world has always been.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So you don't fucking blame somebody for taking or giving drugs or some shit.
I think it's a
Just
very
make it a fucking
it's a very
legalised-
current problem that people think that if something happens to them,
Think of
that
the
they can
jails.
blame someone.
All the violence has been caused by the war against drugs. It's a bullshit thing.
Yeah.
The amount of people who suffer
Imagine
of
how many
addiction and stuff.
families have been killed and shit, you know,
I
like,
know,
over
families
this.
over this, just drugs. It's
Like,
nothing.
Children, everything.
Like, and we're drinking alcohol freely because the government
Yeah.
says that's fine.
Because they tax the shit out of it,
And you
especially here.
Like, there are so many drugs that would make you much less violent than alcohol does.
By the way, we're drinking a 6-pack of beer in Australia, and that 6-pack of beer costs us $19 Australian for 6 beers from a bottle shop.
it was $19 for 2 beers for me yesterday at the pub for their pint, their metric pint or whatever it is.
There's nothing metric about it.
It's like a schooner.
Mate, you know what? Adelaide is kind of like America with their fucking numbers.
Do you remember? Have you ever been to New Zealand? And they say, "Give me a double," right? Because in a nip of spirits in New Zealand
It's one.
is 15 mils.
Oh, okay.
So or everyone says, "Give me a double."
And that's one shot.
One of our shots.
Oh, so you can't say a shot.
A shot would be 15 mils. You wouldn't even fucking taste it.
So if you ask for a shot there, they would give you a nip.
If you ask for a shot, they'd give you 15 mils.
Yeah, right.
Okay, maybe I'm confusing the word shot with the amount that they put in a mixed drink.
See,
I assume a shot is always
Well,
the same amount because a shot is
for
30
me, a
mils
shot's
for us.
30 mils.
And so is the nip that they put in a drink. Don't they?
Well, okay.
That's the amount that you
the-
pour.
For a barman, you get the shot pourer. There's a name for it, but the top is 30 mils and the bottom is 15 mils, and you can twist it up and down. So like
That's only for a half. We'd call the bottom bit a half. In New Zealand,
Yeah.
they'd call that a full nip.
pussies.
Exactly. But they're making everybody buy doubles.
Right.
It's a waste
Are they
of...
charging though? Like, how are they charging? If they're charging
Well,
appropriately?
I reckon they're charging a lot, but it always equals out to Australian money because
Australia's more expensive.
That as well,
anyway.
but
Yeah.
we have 75% excise tax on
Yeah.
alcohol, and I don't know what the deal is
I
with
think it
tobacco
goes
now.
up every 6 months. Oh,
Tobacco's like 99% fucking tax now or some shit. $45 for
did I ever
tobacco
tell you
cigarettes.
I went to Laos in 1999, I think it was, and I remember getting cartons of cigarettes, so 10 packets, and it was like $1.50 Australian. But on top of that, some of those packets of cigarettes would have a kip. A kip was the currency in Laos, and some of the packets would have a kip rolled up as a cigarette. So you'd open a packet of cigarettes.
There'd be a
and
bonus dollar in there.
yeah, which would pay for half of your next carton.
What the fuck? They didn't want to make money.
No, it's just they weren't taxed.
Oh, right.
They were making money, it just wasn't taxed.
You're right.
And that was like the, like
'Cause-
like Tui's New do like bonus.
Because if you
whatever.
if you smoke, you've got one packet of cigarettes. It's only a 20 pack. You obviously don't smoke very much. So if you went over, if you bought as many cigarettes as I did, $450 a week, $450 a week.
I smoked a lot then though. When I was doing that, I smoked a lot.
But the prices were cheaper in Australia by far.
Oh, absolutely. But,
But
it
now,
was still
if
ridiculously
you,
different.
If you smoked as much as you did then now,
Yeah.
and you're still addicted like that, you could easily fly overseas, smoke for a week, all your cigarettes, and the flight would be easily paid for. You come back.
Don't know about that.
Well,
but,
for once a fortnight then.
yeah. The problem is you can't bring it back.
No, I know. 2 cigarettes now maximum or something.
See, it'd
Not a
almost be
whole
like
pack.
worth like if I went there, like because back in the day, like back then, I used to bring a couple of cartons back in my luggage.
Yeah.
Like just you'd put one on the top, one on the bottom, then a couple in your pocket. You know,
Yeah.
just the extra packets.
And how do you feel about those people who are like, who follow the law so much? They're like, well, you deserve to be put in jail for doing that now, right? It's like 10 years ago, it was fine.
You know what I'd
Nobody
like?
give a shit.
You know what I like to do? I would like to follow their life and find out exactly what they're
They
doing
said-
illegal,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And then fucking cane them for it right on the dot.
Yeah.
Like go, what the fuck are you
That's
doing
right.
here? Your dog's supposed to be 3 meters out of the fucking park.
see, I feel like those are the same sort of people who would have been like, yeah, whatever the other guy said, right?
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what do we all believe now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I fight for that
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah,
Right,
yeah.
they don't
I would
understand.
love to stalk that person and just find out exactly the
And
wrong
the other
things
thing I'm a
they're
bit
doing.
frustrated about is
Yeah.
about the always Prime Minister bashing. Doesn't matter who the Prime Minister is, they
You're gonna bash 'em.
always get
Yeah, yeah.
bashed. No, not physically bashed, just people
of
hate
course.
them.
No, but that's expected. That's his job. That's why you get
Why do you
$500
have to be
million a
hated
year,
so
man.
much? Why can't they be like revered? Like, yeah, pat on the back for that job well done. Like, fucking got us out of, like, the whole world has gone down with, like, the
No, I
global
feel-
financial
I-
crisis.
yeah, I agree.
This Prime Minister has done the right thing, stimulus packages and all sorts
I
of
think
shit,
there's
saved
two-
us from coronavirus.
I think mentally people are split, and people, like, especially in Australia, like people in Australia didn't know the difference between liberals and Democrats in America, apart from the last 4 years. If you asked any Australian 4 years ago, if you went, okay, what's the difference between a liberal and a Democrat? They go, oh, liberals, our government, isn't it? I don't know what a Democrat is.
And now they're fiercely
now
protective
it's
of
like-
the whole system.
It's either fuck the Dems or fuck the Libs, you know?
yeah.
And you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
The great thing that Sam Harris was just talking about in his latest podcast, which came out yesterday, I think, I was totally waiting for it because he
Yeah.
hadn't said anything about the insurrection.
you
the-
gotta copy and paste that. Shh.
Yeah, yeah. No. That is really good. He's talking about people's inability. First of all, he's got this mind app where he's talking about meditation. And
Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
whole different thing, right?
Yeah.
Talking about
I know he's all,
mindfulness
No,
and
you know
meditation.
what? To be honest, I'm not
and-
into his mindfulness.
No, I don't
I'm
listen-
into his information.
I don't listen to that because I'm not
yeah.
patient enough to be a meditator
No,
yet in this
no.
point in my life yet. But he says you can put me in isolation for 10 years and I'll be happy.
I'd like to see that.
No, I don't want to see him. It's too wasted. He should be president.
No,
of the
no.
United States,
You know
really.
what? Hey, you know what? I would vote for him.
Yeah, I would if I
Yeah.
was American. But anyway,
Maybe the American election should be voted in Australia.
well, I think there should be something called there's a meritocracy, right? But there's something more specific than that.
Some kind of UN vote.
No, a theocracy. where people who are scientifically minded
Yeah,
and shown
yeah.
best suited for a particular role
Sure.
are the only candidates allowed.
Yeah.
You can't have somebody who's just good at talking to people and being good at shuffling around fucking numbers.
No, but you know what? I believe that we should have, our politicians should be good at talking and shuffling around numbers, but they should have to listen to the theocracy. The theocracy should be the underlying.
Advisors.
Yeah, but people like Trump don't listen to his advisors. He goes, "Oh, what'd you say? Oh, you think I should do that?"
Why don't you just put one of them in
No.
charge? Why don't you say that only those candidates can be allowed?
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
have to pass a test. Are you of the intelligence level,
Yeah, I
the
don't know.
compassion level, and the motivation level to be leader?
Well, the whole thing, like, I used to watch movies, you know, I've watched American movies since I was a little kid. And the whole thing was like, one day you could be the president, you know?
Yeah.
If you're like the mother of a children, it's like, good on you, one day you could be the president. And then right now, I'm thinking, no, you can't. Because fucking you're not Donald Trump. Like, you don't, your dad didn't give you a fucking shitload of money that you wasted away.
But Obama didn't have all that shit, did he?
I think it was pretty well off.
All right.
Yeah. And you know what? Obama, I reckon he was a great president. I've got problems with Michelle Obama.
She's inspirational when she talks, though.
She's great. Go be doing Oprah Winfrey show.
Yeah.
But you're not the fucking president.
She
I don't
didn't
think you should-
overtake the role, did she?
No, but she grabbed the microphone heaps of times.
I reckon they were a partnership in a certain way. Wasn't Nancy Reagan in charge of the entire war on drugs?
Okay, all right. Okay. Okay. Okay, all I'm saying is the president gets elected.
No, I know.
The
You're not
wife
voting
of
for
the
wife.
president doesn't get fucking elected.
Yeah, well, in
Right?
the female case, yeah.
If Hillary Clinton
Bill's not in
was
charge.
the president,
Yeah.
and Bill Clinton started coming and grabbing the microphone,
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Fuck off, cunt."
Yeah.
Even though he's been
Yeah.
a president, you know, that's probably not a good analogy.
Yeah, bad.
Say we had the next president who was a female.
Yeah.
And then Jim.
Kamala Harris.
Okay. And then her husband Jim,
Yeah.
started rocking up, going, "Oh yeah, I agree." Like, yeah. You know, like, shut the fuck up, cunt.
Yeah.
You're the fucking president.
Yeah.
You're the fucking president. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, what's your job? What's your job? Are you the first lady?
Yeah.
You know, like,
What is
go and decorate the White House.
What is the different? What is a first husband or first lady's role? Have they got a sort of responsibility in any way?
I think it's redecorate the White House, isn't it?
No, but they do so much though. They're usually in charge
they?
of charities and sorts of things like that, like Princess Diana sort of stuff.
Yeah, but see,
I mean,
I
you
like
can't just
that.
sit
I
on your
like
ass.
that as a figurehead.
You can't
but
sit on your ass
it's
and
not
do
like
nothing.
It's not like they're like.
You know what? Now I'm
It's not
gonna
like they're
play
going
PlayStation.
like, "Oh yeah, I feel sorry." Like now that I'm like the almost the president chick lady. Oh, I got all this extra money. Oh no, I'll use this money. Oh, where's this money from? Oh, from the tax. Yep. Okay, charity. Woo.
Like the Melania Trump
What
Foundation.
fucking money
Is
did
there
they
always a
use?
foundation?
What money did she use for that?
It was always taxpayer money. They're
Okay.
part of the government, surely.
Cool.
Oh right, she's not employed by the government.
I think she is. If she's
I think first lady.
This is my
would
problem.
be. I reckon first lady is immediately
No.
given. Like, have we ever had has there ever been a president who was single? So there wasn't a first lady,
I'm not sure.
because in that
Imagine if there was a
situation,
imagine if there's a
you
gay
become the
president.
queen, basically. Well, yeah, that wouldn't. Well, it would still be the
First
same.
husband.
Yeah, it's first husband. But, so it would be the same situation. But the thing is,
But that person should still
they'd-
shut up.
If you were a gold digger, this would be gold digger plus level, right? If you found it, like, totally, you become Queen of America, right?
Yeah.
It's like you don't get nothing for becoming first lady. You get everything.
No, of course you do. But guess what you don't get is an opinion on the politics of that country.
You better. I mean, I don't even know what sort of fights all the first ladies and presidents of the past would have had. It would have been a lot of.
Of course, but you understand my point, yeah?
No, yeah, of course. They're
So
not elected.
all right,
They're not
okay,
elected.
all right. So in the future, like, okay, if it's not the case, then when you're electing a president, you should be electing a couple.
Oh, there you go. What do you two
Oh,
think?
well, it's not Obama. It's Michelle
and Barack.
Barack. No, that's not the fucking thing. He's the fucking president.
That's right.
She should shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
We don't need to see your book.
Oh, what? The book's secondary. That's a side thing.
No, but it came from the same process of her grabbing the microphone.
Well, obviously she's going to become famous. She,
Well,
th-
it
she
depends
said,
how famous you want to become, I guess.
I saw an interview with her talking about the responsibility of being in the limelight, setting the ultimate example, and having to watch everything you say and do and everything.
It was her choice to be in the limelight.
And
Yeah.
that was something they decided together to live up to.
Mm.
To always fight up instead of down or some shit. I don't know.
I don't know. I just think that, like,
It was good. She's inspirational.
hey, if she was the president and Barack tried to grab the microphone, well, shut up, Barack.
No, but what about
Michelle's the president.
Hazel Hawke, for example, or the other one? What's her name? The other Hawke.
Well, Bob Hawke's
He got married
wife.
twice, didn't
Bob Hawke's wife.
he? Yeah.
Mm.
Well, she became famous and became television spokesperson on different issues and stuff.
Yeah, but
It's not
when
because-
he was prime minister, there was not one time that she fucking grabbed the microphone and
Probably
started
grabbed
talking to the
the
people.
microphone.
Not one time. If you can find it, show me. Because
It'd be interesting to
guess
see-
what? She wasn't the prime minister of Australia.
No, I know. The interesting about Australian prime ministers now is they've realised you can just fire them and just change the main leader
You know what?
of the party.
I actually really don't like that.
You think they should stay in term and the
I
government
think
should not be allowed to do that.
No, I don't think so. No,
So that right should be taken away from the party.
I believe so.
So therefore they become like a
If you
president
put
then.
if you put your confidence in someone,
Yeah.
fucking put it in for 4 years.
Yeah.
Because the reason that those things happened is there was obviously backstabbing before the fact.
Yeah.
So their party
How many-
didn't have
we had
full.
like five prime ministers in 6 years or something.
My dad was like working with Malcolm Turnbull when he was going for prime minister.
What, as part of the campaign?
Like, as his
Media?
media advisor.
Really?
Yep.
No way.
And then it just got shot down because of all the fucking shit.
What did he get kicked out for? Who replaced him? Who's currently? Oh, it was ScoMo.
Oh, who replaced Turnbull?
Yeah.
ScoMo. Yeah, yeah.
Because Turnbull took.
He was
Abbott's
a good
job.
guy. He was a good guy. He was a good prime
He,
minister.
he always spoke very well.
He's a very smart and very intelligent man. Yeah.
He always spoke like a Labor member, didn't he?
He was a centrist.
Right. So he would be
That's why he got kicked out
trying
of
to
it.
look after the climate and all that sort of stuff.
That's why, yeah. So he was.
Was it one of the
He was. So I always forget the words in Australia now. I always fucking think Liberal and Democrats. But okay, so he's Liberal Party here, but he's more centrist. So yes, he likes, and that's why he got kicked out because of fucking like Barnaby.
What did Barnaby in the National Party?
Well, you know when he was having sex with all the au pairs.
Was he?
Yeah,
Who'd do him?
and he's like going, he's a fucking dirty cunt, that guy. Fuck. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it anymore.
I'm always worried about the battery life here. So this recording's been going for only 1 hour and 12 minutes. Wow. We covered quite a lot of things, starting at evolution. No,
still
we started
don't-
with the battle between the monkey and the bird.
We still never
Well,
decided.
Well, I mean, I agree that it's going to be a monkey that can grab a...
We've got to
An
pick the
eagle?
right monkey and the right
You've
bird.
picked rhesus. I would go baboon, but whatever. Okay, but the thing is, a rhesus monkey versus a baboon, there's no competition. You'd see fucking... You'd go to a baboon village, there'd be rhesus monkey tents all over the fucking place.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, yeah.
fucking-
No, you're right. No, you're right. No, I'm thinking more in the past. Like there'd be some special. I don't know. I think the fight. I think the birds would win because they're like dinosaurs. But I still like to fight
They're
for the
not
monkeys
really
because
dinosaurs.
they're mammalian and I've got some kind of
Weakness
yeah.
bent because of mammalian privilege.
Maybe it's mammalian privilege. You want another beer?
Yes, please.
Fucking yeah.
This podcast is brought to you by Bogues Premium. James Bogues, the adventure in your mouth.
from the Esk River.
Oh, yeah. In Adelaide, the stars are brighter than in Melbourne. The city's smaller. There's less light pollution. However, the neighbour's garage light sensor Seems getting kicked on every time I lift my head above the fence line here. So I've got to sort of lean back in my chair a bit so we can appreciate the fairy lights in the garden. So I've just reviewed 3 TV shows, or 2 movies and a TV show. Away, starring Hilary Swank, I gave it 1 star. It might as well have taken place in a barn. It was all about relationships and backstories. And I think when you advertise that you're going to have a Mission to Mars television series and go, fuck yeah, I didn't know this was out, thank you. You've got to make it more about spacewalks and fucking what it's like to be on Mars, the challenges of fucking settling Mars and stuff. But instead, it was like, oh, is this person having a hard time in their marriage? Fuck off. And then I watched Cargo. And then I watched Cargo, starring Martin Freeman. It's an Australian-made movie. So obviously,
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
yeah, it's an Australian zombie movie.
Oh, okay.
It makes you instantly go,
I really
how
like-
much did they spend on that? Like,
Yeah.
$20?
$20, yeah.
Right, and so basically, it's Martin Freeman, who's also played The Hobbit and was the main sort of love interest comedian in The Office with Ricky Gervais.
Oh, yeah.
He's the main character, and he's Tell him what this is. I can't-
Soju.
Soju. Rice
Oh.
wine from Korea.
Straight out of the bottle. Best way to have it.
Thank you.
Asia.
17%. Tastes like vodka, but it's creamier and nicer.
Easier.
Yeah.
You can scull half of that bottle
Yeah, you
quite
could.
easily.
Yeah,
Don't you go blah, blah, blah,
It's
blah,
a
blah.
bit like coconut water,
But, yes.
but alcoholic. so Cargo, I'll review it without telling you anything.
All right, go on.
Basically, if you love watching somebody walk for an hour and a half,
I do.
this is the movie for you.
Yep. Oh,
And
I do like that.
not half the cast, towards the end, we got a few characters who were clearly not actors. They were just members of the Aboriginal community. They decided, yeah, we'll do them a favour. They can be in the movie, right?
Were there zombies in there, or were there just people?
There were zombies staggering about, but they were slow zombies. Slow. I mean, there was
It's hot. It was a bit hot.
in the desert. What until it's always like one of those raptor lizards that bite you once and then follow you around for 4 days.
Yeah. Oh, Komodo dragons. I don't think they're in the desert.
Yeah.
I don't think they're there.
Well,
okay, there could be one.
Well, let's say that's what's chasing you, but they can't
Well,
run.
there's goannas. They're big.
Yeah, but they're not hiding. Oh, actually, this is the way they hide.
If they bit you, they'd be stuck.
They sort of sleep or recharge themselves by dipping their head in the ground like an ostrich.
Oh,
I don't even know if ostriches actually do that. Why did they do that?
Completely, they don't.
They don't.
No,
That's
doesn't happen.
absolutely bullshit.
No, it doesn't happen.
How the fuck did that story start?
Well,
That's like the 26th of January
think
being
about
Australia
it.
Day. From,
Think about it.
like, why would they do it?
Yeah.
They're a bird.
Like, because not just that they're a bird, they're like really tall. Like, they're as tall as you.
Yeah.
And you think, like, if something happens, they're going to, like... And
Play dead.
Okay, and not only
If I
that,
can't see it,
like,
it's not
the
coming.
areas where they... It's not like they're in,
How
like...
would you evolve?
It's not like they're running around in, like, little nice gardens where the soil's soft. Right, it's like hard rock.
Oh, really? I thought it was like sand. I was imagining sand. Where are they?
It could be bits of sand. I guess so. Look,
country
you know
are
what?
ostriches in?
They would have
Africa?
to run to the...
Savannah.
Well, there's ostriches here in Australia.
I don't reckon there'd be any ostriches where lions live. There's not one ostrich. Even an egg wouldn't survive. A lion would just go,
I don't know.
They're from Africa, aren't they?
You know what? I reckon you're wrong.
They'd be from a different part of Africa.
I reckon that a female ostrich with babies around it would be fucking hardcore. This comes back to
If they
mammal
jumped
versus
at
bird.
you, talons first, scratch, I'd dive, roll out of the
You
way.
know
I've got a
what?
bad back, I'd still do it.
If you've had a single female ostrich just running around, a
I'll tell you
lion
what.
would probably take it. But if she had her babies there and the lion wouldn't go for the mum. The lion would be going for the babies.
Yeah.
That mum
No, I don't think
would
he
get
cares.
right up on there and go pop, 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 pop.
There's no fucking...
This is the monkey
Lions
versus-
hunting.
this is the-
Lionesses go in groups as well, so they're fucked.
I don't know. If you had a few
But ostriches are faster than lions, aren't they? They're the fastest...
not the babies, but the
Yeah, they're the
the
fastest
ostriches.
bird.
I'm not sure.
Running.
Yeah. You know what? I reckon a full-grown ostrich would have a proper go at a lion.
Do you reckon the legs of an ostrich would be stronger than the legs of a human?
Yes.
Are they thick legs or are they skinny chicken legs?
They're skinnier than ours.
Are they, but still long and...
Well, there's only, yeah. You know what? I don't know. That's an interesting question. I reckon I wouldn't want to fight. I wouldn't want to fight an ostrich. If an ostrich wanted to fight me,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to fight it back.
Do you reckon if they lifted their feathers, they'd have like all sexy legs underneath there?
Well,
Like a pair of like... Are you
talking about pink bits?
Fucking imagine it. Okay, I'll tell you what. Ostriches would not beat me in a fight. Shit.
We've spoken about the emu wars, yeah.
They're good at dodging bullets.
Not even the
That's
Australian Army could
Take
fight
down fucking
the emus.
that just dodged bullets.
And emus are small versions of ostriches.
I'd be scared. I'd be scared if like an emu chased me.
It would fuck you up. If it wanted to, it would. If it wanted to, it would fuck you
and
up.
they have evil eyes.
Would fuck you up.
You see them in like sanctuaries and stuff.
Because they got, you know
You
what?
can
It looks
sort
like
of
you know what?
pattern.
If you manage to grab the neck and like snap it, you might be in.
Their neck's gone, man.
But I reckon
weakest
it'd
neck
come
I've
up.
ever
It'd
seen.
come up like, and you wouldn't be able to grab it. You'd be like,
I reckon what
and then it go.
you grab their neck, you start pushing down on the neck, and they just kick you from the back of their head and
Something like that. Yeah.
scratch you. I don't know.
The only way to
Go
do
get-
it would be to put it in a headlock and bite the head off.
There's no way. Okay, I'm scared of most wildlife. I don't think there's many.
Me too.
Like any
Everyone.
bird, even a fucking bird. Like you see those little, not what are those birds in your parks?
Like
The ones that
magpies.
have the long tongues and they lick the red plants out of the trees.
Magpies.
No,
That's
They hang
the
out-
biggest bird we got here
they're
is
very
magpies.
no. I'm talking about the ones in the park on the walk around here. There were like 16 of them just flying in a sort of group, just sort of fighting with each other a bit.
Quite small.
Yeah, they're about that big.
Indian miners. Miners?
No,
Miner birds?
those ones look like robbers. They're not. They're little raccoon eyes. No, it's another one. Anyway, I'm not really scared of them. Sometimes I prepare myself in a karate pose, getting ready to take one down.
But you know
if it
what?
flies at me.
They're not scared of you either.
No, I
That's
know
the
that.
point. And
But I-
if they wanted to have a go at you, they would.
They're bloody Mediterraneans. I don't want to say the word wogs, but that's what they are, man. They're like, Bobby, look at me, fucking look at me. I'm going to fly in front of this car. Look at me. Did you see that fucking bitch? I saw that fucking flew in front of the fucking car. Here I go again.
Bro, I don't know.
Fucking dead. That's why birds get hit by cars. You
Yeah, yeah.
see them swooping in front of a car for bravery points to try and impress the bitches.
And then they're just dead.
They're fucking dead.
Then they're dead.
Half of them, they're just bravado, macho motherfuckers.
Yeah,
And she's
yeah,
like, well, I'm not very impressed.
They're
He's
talking
dead.
a whole lot of shit. Well, the problem is they got fucking no bones, mate. They've got hollow bones.
Even if you're a fucking massive kangaroo, you'd still die like, from a car going 100 kilometres an hour.
See that Aussie fella fight the kangaroo about a year ago?
How'd he go?
Like, the kangaroo was attacking his dog. He was
right.
hunting,
Yeah.
and the kangaroo grabbed his dog and, like, fucked his dog up. Like, was scratching the back, and the dog was like... this was
bleeding?
a hardcore dog. Oh, yeah. And the fucking bloke ran out of his car, lined this kangaroo up. Have you not seen
I
it?
saw a bit of it, yeah.
And
Wayne
then-
keeps talking about not
and he
letting
punched
Jack
it.
run around. My mum lives 3 hours from Melbourne
Yeah.
in the outback, and they're worried about the dog.
You know what they
gutted.
do? You know what the kangaroos do? They lure the dogs into the water and they drown them.
Do they?
Yep. They get them into like, because kangaroos don't eat meat. They're not attacking.
No, but
you.
they've got hind
And
legs
they
that can
say-
scratch
but
the
a big
guts
male,
open.
a big male kangaroo. Will
I've
fuck
seen them.
you up,
They're taller than me.
and they are booty, man. Like they're
Oh,
like.
fuck. They're like muscles.
Yep.
You can
and
see the
what they
fucking
do is
tone.
if they feel like they're in trouble getting chased by like something like a dog, no, it's fine. It's just
Every time I lift
Yeah.
my head up, it
Yeah,
goes
yeah,
up.
yeah. Something like a dog chasing him. If they've got like a dam or something near, they'll jump in the water and wait for the dog to come in, and then they fucking drown it. They get their hind length and just fucking start pushing it underwater.
Well, I had the worst. I thought the common method is to gut the dog with your hind legs.
With the kangaroo.
They sit on their tail for 1 second and go
Yeah,
slash.
and they jump up and go boof boof.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Because the claws are really
I
sharp.
can show this fucking video, man.
But the joeys are so cute.
Kangaroos are so beautiful but so stupid.
Are they? Or were they sort of like lights, deer in headlights kind of animal?
Absolutely. I've many occasions when I've gone fishing down the Snowy Mountains with my dad and stuff, like we've been on crazy roads and you're always driving slow and kangaroos will come up and one will be like jumping in front of you, next to you, and you slow down and it'll jump in front of you and just like, stop and look at you, whatever, and you're like, boop, 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 boop.
Horn, yeah.
Like, get out of the way, whatever. It'll like freak out and then it'll jump off and then you start driving. It might jump off this way and then it just rebounds right back in front of your car. You know, like full on, eh? Like,
Yeah, I was
I've
lucky
seen it
enough
so many times.
on the one occasion that I've hit a kangaroo. I think I got him in the head, so his body was fully intact, and I checked him, he's dead, no joey or anything. I didn't check so much that I knew it was a him.
Yeah,
Because some animals, I don't really understand genitalia in a lot of animals.
yeah.
Some of it's hidden inside some sort of little hole or something. Like birds, you can't tell if they're male or female unless you squeeze their genitals out of
Yeah,
the hole
well,
or some
yeah,
shit.
certainly. Yeah, a lot of what do you call it? Aquatic animals are the same.
And snails confuse me. I think they're hermaphrodites.
Are they?
I saw the Salvador Dali snail today, real one. It was an exhibit today. Okay.
Battle like he's William Wallace. He wants to save his dog from a kangaroo. The kangaroo
See the blood on
says,
the dog?
"Steady on, mate. We're in love. We're just having a bit of a hug."
Look at the
in
back of the
bush.
dog.
What's the problem, mate? Come on. Oh, but the human viciously throws
Look at the
a
king.
punch. Now
The
he looks like he instantly regrets
Look at the
it.
dog.
Is that
running
meat coming out of his
Yep,
neck?
We're
yep.
not coming home with you,
That
you
kangaroo
abusive
fucked that dog up.
cunt.
Jesus.
Yep. And then the dude rocks up, grabs the dog, and goes.
Look at him, he's lining him up.
Yep.
That's amazing footage.
Yep.
Say that this human was a hero, but that right there is an interspecies free love hate crime, and I will not tolerate it.
Serves him
in
right.
my
Yeah.
bush. thought the
I wouldn't feel
kangaroo
good if that man
handled
just went up
it
and
well.
punched
He
the kangaroo
takes
for
the
no
hit to
reason.
the
No,
jaw, and
but look at the dog.
WTF, you
Okay,
fuck
yeah, look at the
knuckle.
dog.
That
Look
was
at
a
the
bit of
skin,
an
man.
overreaction.
I know,
We
I
were
saw it.
only
Fucked it
mates.
up.
It was like a
Come on.
scarf.
Oh, but the human viciously throws a punch. Now he looks to save his dog from
Look
a
at the dog.
kangaroo.
Look at the skin.
The kangaroo says, "Steady on,
Look at
mate.
it.
We're in love.
Poor dog.
We're just having a bit of a hug in the bush.
He totally
What's the
ripped.
problem, mate?
Mate.
Come on.
It was like his
Oh,
neck's
but the
hanging
human
out.
I've got to say, I
viciously
reckon that
throws
dog
a
would die
punch.
after that.
Now he looks like
Yeah.
he instantly
Horrendous
regrets
Look at
it.
it, look at it.
The dogs are running
Look at
around
it.
saying, "We're
God.
not coming home
Probably
with
died
you,
within an
you
hour.
abusive
And that's
cunt."
you know what? Any dog that takes out like that.
If you weren't aware
Yeah,
of the
I didn't
whole
realise
Brokeback
kangaroos were
Mountain
that
love story
easy to
going
kill.
on
Did
between
you
the
ever-
Roo and
what
the
the
You
dog,
remember-
you
you
might
remember
say
of,
that this human
YouTube.
was a
Oh, yeah,
hero,
I am,
but
yeah.
that right
means if
there
you
is an
Go away from it, it'll still play the audio, which is awesome in a lot
Yeah,
of situations.
it is actually really good. Yeah,
Yeah, kangaroos, I didn't realise how fucking
Mate.
hardcore.
and did you see the kangaroo had the dog in a head and dogs like that, right? Like you remember Rusty? You remember Rusty?
Yeah.
That's a dog like that.
Yeah,
That's the kind of dog that would be.
yeah.
And for something to take a dog like that out like that is like incredible to me.
Yeah,
Because you met Rusty,
yeah.
that thing would fuck up me or you or both of us.
That
at the
made
same
you
time.
ask the monkey bird question, looking at that kangaroo dog fight. Because you'd think a dog with
It's a lot
it's
of-
carnivore and everything.
Mate, I would, if I had Rusty and that big kangaroo was there, I would be confident that Rusty could go and take that thing down. But looking at that, obviously not.
Yeah,
That dog was fucked up.
it's fucked up.
There was a whole flap of skin missing from his back.
A human, that guy was probably
guy was
average size. He was brave as well, but
Yeah.
he's loved his dog too much. And just
Absolutely. Absolutely.
if it
Yeah.
wasn't for the dog, he wouldn't have gone up to a kangaroo and just punched it in
No.
the face like that.
No.
Because it's
no.
a dangerous
No, he went to
animal.
go and... Well, no, it's not.
You wouldn't think so.
Normally it's not.
Yeah,
Normally it's not. Normally
Yeah.
a kangaroo will fucking run. But that thing had his dog in a headlock and he fucking ran up, grabbed the dog out and then punched the kangaroo in the
but
face.
first of all, he gave
I
the
think that's-
he gave
he-
the
he
kangaroo
lined it up.
an
He-
opportunity to run
yeah,
away.
Yeah, he did.
But
yeah.
once he started acting like a male territorial kangaroo,
Yep.
the kangaroo
the
was
kangaroo
like,
was a bit
all right,
confused.
fine.
You know
Yeah,
what?
He was
It just looked confused.
Yeah,
He wasn't scared. He was confused.
yeah.
And
Do
then
you
he
think
went.
feeling
Then he
guilty?
went bang, bang.
Do you think the kangaroo felt a bit guilty?
No, not at all. Not at all. The kangaroo wouldn't. Kangaroo was protecting himself, and probably protecting his females because he wanted a root that afternoon.
Oh yeah. Maybe he's like, hey, look at me,
But,
look
like,
at me.
what incredible and imagine the kind of footage that is not available. Like
That is a nature documentary, what we just saw, even though there's human in it.
But like, the only reason that footage exists is because of our technology now. Imagine
Camera-
the videos in the past
Yeah.
of crazy shit like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
happening, like in Africa.
Well, have you ever seen the Serengeti footage of crocodile versus calf?
Oh, I've seen I've seen all the documentaries. Yeah.
Crocodile versus calf versus lion.
Oh, what? So the lion and the crocodile are fighting over a calf.
Yeah. Who do you
Yeah.
think wins of those three?
Probably the buffalo mum that
Yep.
comes. Is it?
Did you see that?
Oh no, I haven't.
It was the entire herd.
Yep.
It was amazing.
I've
And the
seen-
calf ran back in
I've seen-
unharmed, or it was probably harmed, but not extremely harmed. It was still,
Mate, I saw a documentary of and I don't know whether it was edited or not, but a buffalo calf was killed by a group of lions, and then somehow, I don't know whether it's edited or what, but then the next set of footage was a herd of buffaloes they found where all the baby lions were, and none of the mum or daddy lions were there. They were out, and they came and just ravaged all these baby lions.
as revenge. To get the babies to like tell
They,
them,
all
teach them a
these
fucking
big
lesson.
buffaloes killed all the lion
They're
babies.
helpless. Just
Not to eat them,
no, just as a revenge.
just to
Fuck, they know what's going
with
on.
their fucking heads. Like, poof, poof, poof,
Animals
poof, poof.
know so much more than we give them credit
I know,
for.
I know, and I'm learning that as well as I go on. It's
They might not speak our language, but they
No, I
fucking
know.
speak common sense.
I know, and yeah. That's why you and I can have some amazing conversations about it, because I think
Could totally redo Dr. Dolittle. But you make Dr. Dolittle a scientist present day with the technology, with like,
But I think-
like the Neuralink from Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Think about the technology that we can
Yeah.
achieve with that kind of technology, putting it into an animal so that we can, decode its language.
yeah, no,
It might be simple thoughts. And the great thing is, gorillas and some orangutans and stuff, I don't doubt chimpanzees, I think, can do sign language.
Yeah, yep, they can. Yep. See, that's where it gets complex. I don't know. So like, there's the great apes and there's the monkeys, and they're a different thing, and I can't remember the mad difference with the
Seems like a tail to me.
the lineage of it. No, it's an SGU question.
I think the common, we're the closest. I think we're closer to bonobos than chimpanzees. Is that right? The sexual ape.
I think you might be right. Yeah.
They're just homosexual and bisexual, and they fuck each
Whatever.
other
Yeah.
to
yeah.
try to instead of
And
just
they
like.
scratch eyes out and stuff.
Oh, do they?
I think so. Yeah.
I thought they were the non-violent ones.
Oh no. Well,
I don't really know
to
what a
each other.
bonobo really looks like, but I think in terms of social grooming, there's a lot of peace in the bonobo community because everyone's just fucking having an orgy all the time.
Yeah, they
And they're not
they have
jealous?
sex all the time. Yeah.
Whereas chimpanzees are very violent.
I think a lot of those species are very violent.
And not for good reason. For
No,
just
often for
growing in the
often for it could be
in
for
the
like,
hierarchy.
Yeah, hierarchy,
It's power.
hierarchical, and that's pretty common in mammals, as well, like across the board.
Bulls.
Well, just across the board, like
Give me
not
any
just
animal.
bulls.
Dolphin.
Honey badger.
They're a very violent animal, aren't they?
Mm.
When you play Red Dead Redemption, they're a fucking hard thing to kill.
Well, in real life, I think. Have you seen the videos of those motherfuckers?
No? Do they
Mate.
look like a carpet?
I've seen a video of a honey badger fighting a black mamba snake, which is one of the most deadly snakes in the world, and it fights it, and the black mamba bites it, and like gives it its poison, which would kill anything else.
Mm.
The
Honey badger.
the honey badger has damaged the snake, so the snake's damaged on the side, but it's been bitten by the snake.
Yeah.
Passes out.
Yeah.
Wakes up about 20 minutes later.
Yeah.
Gets up and eats the snake.
Oh my god. That's a hardcore fucking animal. So a big one of those.
If that snake bit you or me and you at the same time, we'd both be dead.
You know what I found out the other day, or 2 days ago? I watched this documentary, it's like a 5-minute thing, talking about a perception of time from Vsauce.
I love
Michael,
perception of time. Fuck.
right? Okay, so
What a
the
great subject.
we think of the
Should we
Stegosaurus.
start again? All right, perception of time coming up next.
You want to do another
I
episode?
think we should do another episode. Yeah.
All right, see you next time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, perception of time coming next week.
I got 4%. You want to give me some power? You got a battery or something?